Hello, everybody, and welcome, welcome, welcome. This is one of our biggest Zooms. I'm so excited to see all of your beautiful faces on here. We recently just got back from Orem, or Provo, I guess it was Utah, for our Solex Days of Discovery. This was our fifth one, and it was my fifth one. And I will tell you, it was the best out of all five that I've ever been to. And so we're going to give you a recap how today's going to go is we're going to kind of take you with us through the event in a abridged, short way, powerful way. And then at the end, you're going to get to hear live and in person from some of the people who were there and hear their take on it. So, Wendy, well, do you know what one of the things we didn't talk about, Wendy, was the very first thing that happened is we got there.
Oh, yeah.
And we got these beautiful bags. I had been saying, like, one year we got a backpack. One year we got like this body thing that came over the front. One year we got a bag for like a computer. One year we got, I mean, we've been getting all different kinds of bags, right? And I've been saying, I want a tote bag. And they got us a tote bag. So these are beautiful things. I have my stuff with me. I don't know if you have your stuff with you, Wendy, but I'll go over real quick. This is so part of what we're doing here is that we want you guys to understand like how awesome this event is, and we wish you could be there. And it's like the perfect time to start saving for next year's event, because I'm going to tell you, I will do whatever I need to do to be there. And if that means that I start saving now, that means I start saving now. And so they are so generous with us. So they had these beautiful tote bags inside the tote bags were a 6-pass. I don't know if y'all saw this. They were there. It was in the side pocket. A 6-pack of sample passes. So we got that. We got these. So in addition to the bag, and then we got this beautiful, these are to hold your supplements. And so each day it's like the rainbow. So, and they come out. So like here's Sunday morning and evening, like they're like a 2-in-1. And it fits into this lovely little carrier and securely held in there.
Hey, Connie, people can buy that for $10 off the Solex website now too.
Everything I'm showing you, you can buy from Solex. Then we got, our little name tags. The event was called Ignite, just so you know, it was Ignite. And then they have a new, this is a thing, and I'm not going to say it right. And again, it is in the back office. It's like this Korean beauty tool that helps get the lymph out of your face and skin.
Gua sha.
What is it called?
Gua sha.
I knew you would know what that was. Yes, it's what Dia said. And it's this beautiful, I think it's jade. It's beautiful. And then we have a new diffuser. So the diffuser that we had was just a non-electronic diffuser. And now we have a diffuser that you plug in, and then it came with a bottle of lemon oil. We also got.
But that one's neat. You don't need water. You turn the bottle and just let it sit there. And then you can tell it how often you want it to pull from the bottle and to vaporize.
Yeah, and it's also motion activated. It's really a neat one. Very neat.
Yeah, they did a good job. And that was included. And then we got a JBL Bluetooth speaker. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So I don't know if I'm missing anything else. I think that's it. Oh, no. We got a really cool pen, and last but not least,
nice journal book. Yeah. I really like that one. It's flexible. It was really easy to work with. Yeah.
I agree. I think this journal is the best one we've had so far. So, so we start off the event with a little gift bag of fun stuff, and we got a raffle ticket, and we'll talk about the raffle ticket at the end. So just very generous. And then I just have to tell you this too. We all got catalogs, and in the beginning, if you haven't noticed, in this month's catalog, I don't know if you recognize anybody. Catalog. I made the catalog.
She did. She's a star, superstar.
It's official. I'm really in Solex. So we get the new catalogs too. So great, great, great. So that's how it started. So Wendy, you want to take over?
Yeah. All right. Well, it's so exciting to see everybody's faces on here. A lot of people I don't think I've ever met. And I'm so happy to see some of the faces that I got to meet for the first time when we were there. Thanks for being here tonight. All right, so I want to start out. Our first talk, a presenter was a woman named Juliana Malili, and she is a pro level. And if you're just curious, what does that even mean? That's about 4 levels up. You start out bronze, silver, bronze, silver, gold, and then platinum. And then after platinum, you become pearls. So I think there's like 6 pearls now in the company. You need 2 direct platinums on your team, and then 25 people that you personally sponsor to reach pearl. Okay, so then she asked us, she said, okay, you spent all this money, you're here, you're devoted to this weekend. She challenged us to write down our why for that. And I know not everybody here was there for the weekend, so I'm going to challenge you to really sit down and write your why. Why are you in Solex? And that all shifts and changes over time. But right now, why are you here? Because your stories can change. I saw people come to conference, kind of maybe a little bit dragged there, and they are on fire now. So, your why will change. But I took that to heart and I immediately wrote it out. So I'm going to read you mine. To learn as much as I can and to make important connections so I can go home and continue to put all my time and resources toward building my organization and helping as many people as possible so that together we can achieve our dreams. Because I have big dreams, but it requires all of you to do it too. And the same for you, right? You have big dreams and it's going to require other people to help lift you up too. So you, in your process of lifting other people up, I like what Steve says, rising tide raises all boats, right? We're all helping one another. I help you, you help me because you advance and it's all great. And Connie, would you like to share your why?
Yeah. So as many of you know, this software saved my life. And what most people don't know is that if I did not have this software, I would probably be back in a wheelchair and I may not be here. This software saved my life and continues to save my life every day. And every single person on the planet deserves to have this gift. So it is like life or death, really, for me. And like I said, I don't want to keep it to myself. I want everybody else to have it too. And it has given me this company. Not only do I have my health and my life, I get to have the life I say I want to have, how I want to have it. And so it gives me the freedom and flexibility. And again, who doesn't want that? So that's my why, and that's what keeps me going every day.
Yes. And if you don't know Connie's story, like if you didn't catch that, like, no, she really, on a daily keeps her here. Like,
Yeah,
keeps her focused, keeps her reminded that she has a mission and that she cannot leave the planet any earlier than God intends. Okay.
My son went to heaven 5.5 years ago. And it's not like it happened 5.5 years ago. For those of you who have lost a child, it happens every day. Every day he's not here. Every day I miss him. And so it's like something I get to process every day. And with my body, like they want to do all kinds of crazy surgeries on my body. And I'm like, it's not happening. And, I will tell you, just so that I don't want to create any kind of concern for people, like I'm doing great. And day to day, mostly, I am like not in pain. Day to day, mostly, like life is really, really great. And it wouldn't take much living without the software that it would not be that way. So, like, I'm just so crystal clear and so grateful, like what we have. Like it really is a miracle. I don't know who all caught the call right before this. And at the very beginning, they talked about how you I guess it was at the end, how you described the, no, it was at the beginning, how you described the AO scan software. And someone answered it being a living prayer. And it is. So,
it's like prayer on steroids.
Prayer on steroids. That's what.
Yeah. So I want to ask you all a favor. Would you put pen to paper and tell us why you're here, and then go to Telegram and share that? because you're going to inspire. We all have different reasons for why we're here, and you're going to inspire a lot of people if you will do that for us. Okay, and then so Juliana said well, she really appreciates Solex because they are the technology leaders and they have a leveraged business model. And so she went through a whole presentation about how the leveraged business model gives her the life she is able to live. She's a digital nomad. She loves to travel. She was a Christian missionary. It's in her blood to travel. She just can't stop traveling. So anyway, this allows her the income and the freedom to go wherever she wants. And I think her most recent trip was Italy. So that's pretty darn cool. And she loves the visionary leadership that we have. Now she came into this a little bit fighting it. She didn't want to have anything to do with it, but her friend ran the scans on her and showed her that she can help her own vertigo. And then within like 5 days, she had released her vertigo problems, and then she was sold. And she said, "Okay, I got to be a part of this." Then she says, if you look at every single leader on the in Solex, they have worked on at least 100 people early on in their career. Okay. And as I was listening to her, I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I did. If you hear my story, I say, I worked on over 100 people in my first year in the business because I was asking everybody. I wasn't afraid. I didn't know really what I was doing, but I wasn't afraid to make mistakes because I knew I had to learn. So I'd be like, hey, I got this really cool thing. Here's what it did for me and my husband. You want to play with it? You want to try? Can I practice on you? I need practice. You know, people are really happy to help you practice. And how non-threatening is that for you, right? I don't know what's going to happen, but let's give it a try. Some of my best testimonies came from ignorance on fire, like honest to God, like they're the oldest stories and I still tell them because they're the best. You know, once I got like really busy, I started working on less people because my business kind of shifted. You know, we had the big team to oversee, and I was building a website, and I was doing creating a talk. So, you know, your business is going to look different at different phases, but I would highly suggest what she suggests. Just go out and start finding people you can help. That will build your team quickly. And I was able to get to platinum in 11 months. I didn't know that that was a thing. You know, I just was doing my doing, you know, I was just looking at the next step, little itty bitty. Give yourself a lot of grace. Just look at your next step. Don't say, oh my God, I'm never going to get over there. What's my next step? What's my next step? What's my next step? And it's like putting one foot in front of the other. All right. The neat thing about it is the benefits are going to accelerate your learning along the way. As questions arise, you're just going to have to seek out the answers. The more answers you get to help other, you know, it's okay to not have the answers. Like, I don't know, but you know what? I'm going to find out. And then you both learn, right? You come into the team thing and you ask the questions, and a lot of us are going to learn at once because you ask that question in the team and everybody sees the question and they go, I'm so glad you asked that. So number one, the bonus is you just went through frequency healing school if you work on 100 people. Number two, you went through Solex business school. And number three, you went through your personal development school because you're going to learn how to like work with people. So it's going to be great. The true law of attraction principle is you don't attract what you want. You're going to attract what you become. So become a Solex independent living rep who works and helps people. Okay. And the tips when scanning others, keep it simple. Definitely do inner voice for sure. That is such an easy one to give. And I call it the gift that keeps on giving, right? Because you're going to email it to them. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And then do Steffi if you have time. Just show them around a little bit if you're with them, or if you can get on Zoom and show them. Okay. And then remember to keep their needs as the focus of the conversation. People are, I like Connie taught me this. Remember, people are tuned into the radio station, WIIFM, and that stands for What's in It for Me. All right. Connie, I'll turn it over to you to talk about Dr. Lachelle Weemy.
Yeah, so Dr. Lachelle Weemy, Wendy actually got to meet a year ago, standing in line.
2023.
Oh, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Standing in line at the food truck. And then I got to meet her in June, and she's going to be coming on and doing a training for our team. I'm not sure when yet. We don't have a date set, but she's going to be coming on. For those of you who are just on the call, they talked about Susan Solex University School of Naturopathy. So she's one of the faculty there. So it's Dr. Lachelle Weemy. And she talked a lot about brain heart coherence, which is so important. And that this is one of the things she said that I totally agree. Your biofield is your biggest asset. I'm going to say that again. Your biofield is your biggest asset. And it's so true. There is so much information in our biofield and we don't see it, but there's so much information there. She said, words are neutral. It doesn't matter what you say. It's all in the energy. And we're going to hear a little bit more about that later. And so our words are so powerful because we manifest what we believe and what we speak into existence. Feel the assumption that you already have what you want now. And then she gave us some real practical things too. She said, stand in a superwoman pose when you stand in that like our shoulders back and hands on your waist, like you stand there for 2 minutes. And she said that superwoman pose, just for 2 minutes, your body will inform your emotions. So our emotions inform our body and our body informs our emotions. And then there's different things to practice. And she was big on box breathing, which for those of you who don't know that, you breathe in 4, hold 4, breathe out 4, hold 4. Visualize your goal fulfilled. And then you act like it's as a memory. It's a memory, like it's already happened. And so, I'm a mindset coach and trainer. And so like all the stuff that she talks about, I'm like totally geeked out on. I'm going to look at my pictures. It's not what you do, it's who you are while you're doing it. Again, it's about your biofield. Those are the highlights, I would say. Steve posted in our Telegram group that he posted some things in his Google Drive. And so she had a QR code that if you filled out some information, it went to the site. So that's there in Steve's Google Drive. So Steve, how do we best get to that?
So I posted that link. All you got to do is click on the link and I'll get notified to share it. I didn't set this up. Google's being kind of a little Nazi-istic there, but I'll get the thing to share it with you and then I'll give you permissions. I'm only going to keep it up for a couple of weeks, guys. So please, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you download it here right quick because my Google Drive is filling up and I don't want to pay Google extra money.
Well, I'm going to show you the QR code and I don't know if this will work or not. So we're just going to try this. So here's the QR code. So I don't know if anybody can capture a picture of that or not a picture, but a,
yeah, it works, Connie. I just tried it.
Okay. So I'll hold that there. So it's a magnetic energy sales prep checklist, as well as she has this Google. What I really want her to talk about is she has this AI that you could practice sales conversations with, and they'll tell you if it's high vibe or if you're on track. And it's like you just have a conversation back and forth. It's pretty cool. So did everybody get that?
Connie, I was just going to say her document she hung on that QR code is just fantastic. I looked it over last weekend. It is well worth your time to download it and look it over. If you want to build a business with this thing, it is phenomenal.
And then she also has a high frequency content filter prompt. So if you're posting things or creating, like I create, what are they called? Lead magnets. And I want to make sure that they're high frequency lead magnets. And so I can run it through her filter and see if it's high frequency or not. I mean, she's got some really cool stuff. And then one of the things that she said I loved, and she's like, instead of saying no more excuses, she says, no more big butts. So no more big butts. Okay. That's what I have from her. Wendy, you're next.
Okay. And she did say the 3 most powerful affirmations are I am worthy, I am safe, and I am capable.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're going to have more information about that too.
Okay. So I'm going to pick up with a hired speaker that they have. His name was Matt Townsend. He was so funny. He's a former Stephen Covey executive. He's became a marriage counselor, and I think he qualifies as a comedian. I'm pretty sure because he was as funny, if not funnier, than most comedians. So, and they even hired him to speak at the Legacy dinner on Friday night. When the evening ended, I went over to tell Shelby, I hadn't seen her. I hadn't had a chance to, say hi to her all day, so I went over and gave her a hug and said hi. And I told her, I said, oh my gosh, it was so hard because I was trying to eat. I had food in my, stomach and my throat and my mouth, and I'm laughing so hard. It was ridiculous. You said you were having fun watching me laugh.
I was right across from Wendy, and I don't know who I got more of a bigger kick out of, Dr. Matt talking or watching Wendy laugh, because like it tickled me to watch her laugh. That's how much it was. And Wendy, don't you think the biggest takeaway I got from him, like he had great content, and there's a link for his TED Talk, right?
Yeah.
It was all stories. I'm telling you, your story is the most important business tool you have. And we did a training on it. It's in boards, yada, yada.
And everybody has a great Solex story, even if it didn't start with somebody tending to a physical thing of yours that they helped you with. Oh, did you just put that in, Steve? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Steve.
That's also on Telegram, but I just put it there for everybody if you want to grab it.
In that talk, if you go to watch that, as a marriage counselor, he helps people get to the root of their issue, because the things that look like the issue are not the issue. So he knows how to get down to the root and get that problem fixed right away. Sound kind of familiar, like AO, right?
Yeah.
What looks like the issue may not be the issue. There's something else going on. And then he put up a quote you may have heard before: you cannot attempt to solve a problem you created at the same level of thinking you were at when you created it. And that was Albert Einstein. All right, done with that one, Connie?
Can I show something real quick? I took this picture of a slide. It says, we are wired to understand. And they had these scans of people at different emotional states. These are actual scans of people, infrared, scans, and where the energy would be in the body depending on what emotional state they were in. I thought that was fascinating.
I mean, there was anger and jealousy and frustration, and it was interesting to see the different parts of the body that the energy lit up in that test.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you take over for the AI conversation, Connie.
Okay, yeah. So Lauren and Kai, we got to hear from them. And this is what I will say. Like, I loved everything about it. And like, I love Lauren. And I love listening to Lauren. And we hadn't heard from Lauren much on Wednesdays because he's been traveling. And so I have a request. I request that each person on the call here, if you're moved, because I want it to be authentic, right? Send Solex a note letting them know we loved Lauren tonight on the call and that we'd like to hear more from him. Wendy and I were at the leadership retreat and they only gave him like 10 minutes. And then the conference, we had great speakers, and I would have rather heard from Lauren over half the speakers. Like, the speakers are great, so Lauren told Nadia on Sunday, he's like, but my ego just doesn't need that. I don't need to be the speaker. And then we're like, it's not about you. And we know you're humble. We want your knowledge. He is a national treasure, Lauren is. And so if you enjoyed him tonight, and if you enjoyed him at the conference, send a little note to customer service and let them know how much you love Lauren. And we want to hear more from Lauren. So that would be my request. So Lauren,
and what's that email, Connie?
Let me pull it up. It is in boards at the top.
It should be support@solexllc.com.
Yep, that's what it is. Okay, so Lauren and Kai talked about AI hype versus AO reality. And the deal is AI, I've been taking several classes in AI, and it is here. It is here to stay. And every 3.3 months, it doubles. So the statistics are, in 5 years, it's going to be 100 times more prevalent, more advanced, more everything. It's going to be 100 times. It's going to be 1 million times in 5 years. In 5 years, it's going to be 1 million times more powerful. So if you want to operate in this world with AI, their advice was be the human in the room. So as many of you know, I have GPTs that I created to help make it easier to use our scanner and create some things within that. And you still get to be the human in the room. Like what I was taught was 10, 80, 10. Like 10% is what you put in, 80% it does the work. And then you still got to do the 10% and check to make sure it's right. And you got to validate it. They talked about validation. My GPTs have validation built into the process. So if you're not using those, fine. And make sure that you put some validation into it for it to be accurate, because it is not always accurate. It hallucinates if you don't tell it not, unless you check it and tell it not to. And so and the scanner, so our AO scan is based in the cloud. There is so much data and integrity in science, and it's scalar waves, and it's real. Like we have all the science behind it. Putting into Chat GPT, scan and optimize me. Do you think that's going to scan and optimize you? There's some people out there that think it is. And it's not. Okay. So there is a difference, despite of what you may have heard on social media. So we just want you to be aware of that. Okay.
Well, Lauren said AI cannot be AO. AO was real human beings being researched and the data from years of study. So all that information in your scanner is from many, many human beings being scanned and studied so that you can get the baselines, right? Yeah. And AI is not a scalar wave generator.
Right.
Yeah. All right. So I'll talk about the new rain. Has everybody seen a picture of it? Okay. So this is kind of cool because we were there in 2023. That was my first conference. And they had this prototype and they're like, y'all want to come up on the stage and check it out. So people were really excited, got in line to check it out. But at the time, they had gotten as far as they could with it before the conference. They were pushing hard. And this thing was literally held together with tuck tape and baling wire. It was pretty crude. Then in 2024, the first version was released for sale. That has a 900,000 negative ion flow. We have a few people on our team who have that, and it's been great. It's been, doing what it's supposed to do. But in 2025, we now have a new version. So the other one released 900,000 negative ions in the flow, and now there's 1.4 negative ions being released in the flow.
1.4 million.
I'm sorry, 1.4 million. That's what I wrote down. Okay, negative ions. And then 2/3 more of gold-plated pins. And it has a different monitoring systems. It splits particles apart. It can help with asthma, allergies, hay fever, inflammation, dark circles under the eyes. And I don't know if Sean is on the call tonight, but Maria was telling me she has the original version, and he was concerned about the deep lines in his forehead. So she said, well, just do this then, when you're under it. And in, I think, like 5 or 6 sessions, he could not believe how much the deep, heavy lines in his forehead had released. So let's see. It's going to help the whole room, not just the person under it, because the high density ions clean the air. And if you have neuropathy, it comes with a mat. You can put that down on the floor, and you want to rest your feet on that mat while you're on there. Now, the whole point of it is to charge your mitochondria in every cell of your body at the same time. Now, your mitochondria is your energy center. It is the powerhouse. It's the battery of every single one of your cells. So I had somebody ask me, well, if it's going to keep your cells alive longer, wouldn't that be anti-aging? And I'm like, well, that kind of makes sense to me. So I asked Lauren that question, and he said, well, what we know and what we can say are kind of 2 different things, but that's okay. What we know is what we know. We can talk in private about the things we know. We just don't go on social media, and we don't go on podcasts and talk about things in the terms of what we know, right? We talk about those privately. We don't have it to where anybody can copy and paste what you said or whatever. But what we know is that it does energize all the cells, common sense. Okay. If your cells are alive longer, that's anti-aging, that's longevity. Okay. In addition to, you're just going to feel more energy and have a better quality life. Okay. Let's see. The older version, you'd sit under there for 45 minutes and now it only takes 25. So that's pretty cool. It does come with a bigger price tag than the other one, though. It is $8,000. And they think that they're going to have financing in place by the end of the year, if that's the only way you think you can get started with it. So that's to be seen. All right, Connie, I'll turn it over to you unless you have something more to say about it.
Well, do you want to talk about what Stacey Ellie said about her person at her Monarch Quantum Wellness?
Yeah, talk about that.
So Stacey Ellie is the one who put the photos out of it ahead of time and kind of got in trouble about it. And because it was supposed to be a surprise. And so she said she had somebody that was supposed to be at work on Friday, the week before, when they got the rain, and the rain came in that day, that Friday, the week before conference. And she started having COVID symptoms and was diagnosed with COVID and immediately lost taste and smell. And Stacey said, come on in and sit under the rain. Like, you got to do that. So she came in Friday, came in Saturday. By Sunday, she was symptom free. Her smell came back. Her taste came back. That's pretty impressive in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it's amazing what the body can do when we give it what we need and have the energy in our cells. So
That's right.
Okay, next up we had Deborah Bruce, and she talked about, her talk was the hub, MindSync, and inner voice connection. It was really great. She talked a lot about the reticular activating system, which is something I talk about with my clients, which is part of our brain that tells you, it's like the ultimate bodyguard, right? Like, it's like all this information's around us, and the bodyguard, the RIS, tells us what is going to be allowed in. And so so it's really, when you know your mindset will produce your results. So if you want new results, you get to create a new mindset, and action is needed. And so and I will write this. I'm having, some of you were on earlier, I'm having very interesting technical difficulties. My desktop and my laptop are both on the fritz, and I'm using Nicholas's MacBook Air that I don't know how to use. So at some point, I promise I will get these affirmations to you because they're really powerful. So she shared Mel Robbins. She said the most powerful I am statements. And I'm just going to read them to you. And I want you to, like, as I read them, like, think about them and say them back to yourself. I am going to have a great day. Something really great is going to happen to me today. No matter what happens today, I can handle it. An exciting new chapter of my life is starting today. I am my own cheerleader. I'm allowed to be my own work in progress, thankfully. I keep showing up in life, and because I keep showing up in life, life rewards me. I have something to give myself, to my family and my friends, and to the world. And then she also talked about I remember. And for those of you who've been through my training with MindSync, you know, and we do the chakra statements as we're creating the affirmations for our MindSync recording, I always say to do remember, because when you say I remember, then you're talking to your, like, it's pulling forward, like, say, like, I remember the first month I hit $30,000 in Solex. I remember that. And then the brain goes, oh, where's that memory stored? Like, where is that? Where is that? And then it's going to start looking for all the ways to make it happen. Okay. So you talk to your future self and say, okay, like Connie, whatever, 2026. Tell me, how did you get to Pearl? And then listen, and it'll tell you. How did you really sell that weight so easily? How did you meet that man? Like, how, you know, all the things that you want, right? And so it was Dr. Darlene also talked about how important it is. So Lachelle talked about it. Deb Bruce talked about it. Dr. I just said her name. Darlene talked about it. Dr. Darlene Lobel. And one of the things, do you want to talk about that now, Wendy?
Okay.
Since we're talking about that whole future pacing? Or
Yeah,
should we
we
say
can.
that? So, okay.
We were gonna kind of wait till we talked about the cruise at the end.
Okay, never mind. Stay on. Don't jump off.
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
Okay. So I will get those IM statements to you at some point and put them in Telegram in the boards.
All right.
And next up, Wendy, we had
Yeah, so they introduced some new products.
Yeah.
Yeah, so AO Vision. Anybody getting a little cataracts, glaucoma? We can help people. So macular degeneration is a bad deal. Like your whole life, you're just on your way to being blind. So Connie will tell a wonderful story about that. We had some two older people that took the stage and talked about how well that's been helping them. So so here's what I took from the website. AO Vision is an ultrasonic nano eye support and a simple daily strip. This little strip is going to remind you, remember those fruit roll-ups? It's going to remind you of a really little thin, small piece of fruit roll-up. So it's very easy to take on the go and for traveling. It's just in a little pouch. And when you're ready for it, you're just going to, peel open your pouch, peel off your fruit and put it in your mouth. So perfect for travel, no liquid. It's a plant-based oral strip that delivers powerful nutrients that support long-term vision health. First clinically formulated vision product using ultrasonic nanotechnology to enhance absorption. Each strip contains concentrated eye-specific antioxidants and wild harvested phytonutrients to help protect against macular degeneration, cataracts, dry eyes, digital eye strain. It's spec certified. So spec certified is even a higher quality than the USDA certified. The USDA certified thing is a racket. They're like, it's like the Better Business Bureau. Give us some money and we'll say nice things about your product. But spec certified means it actually has to go through a very scientific process, right? All right. And that process is certified for safety, purity, efficacy, and quantum level results. So that's what you get with your, okay, Steve, we see you. All right. It's formulated with essential, I didn't think he'd stop till I recognized him. It's formulated with essential compounds for total eye support, including macula, lens, iris, and the retina. AO Vision gives your eyes the nutrients they need to stay sharp and protected. So the main ingredients, okay, the number one thing on the market right now, I think it's you can go into Walgreens or CVS and get it, is called Ocuvite, but this like blows Ocuvite away. This has lutein, zeaxanthin, astaxanthin, vitamin C, vitamin E, blueberry, maki berry, and bilberry. You get 20 servings per order because I guess it's because it's like for taking on the run, and so that's $29. And then the other product they released, you may have been using energy where you squeeze it into your water and it's going to like replace your coffee. Read about that because it's really neat how that works with the brain, and a non-caffeinated way to get your body like feeling like you've had something like a Monster drink or something without the jitters. But now they put them in the energy strips so that you can take that on the go too. Again, no liquid. It's really nice, and it's like that little jelly strip again. Those are $35 each for each order, and they tasted good. I forgot the name of wild berry. I think they called it, or something like that. Mixed berry. Yeah, I think it's called mixed
in your
berry.
back office. You could look at it in your back office, read about it.
Yeah. And of course, the blog is my favorite place if you want to go learn about something. Go to the solexglobal.com/blog, and you can type in any product you want in the query search bar and learn everything that they have to tell you about it, sometimes with videos to go along with it. It's the best place to learn. All right, Connie, we're going to talk about Dr. Carlos Jaramillo.
I thought Steph was next.
I thought we decided to skip her.
Okay, so Steph Warner also spoke.
She was great. I mean, she was really fantastic, but we just didn't think anything that she shared had to be talked about tonight. She's a great speaker though.
Yes. So Dr. Carlos is from Ecuador, and he is a naturopathic medicine doctor. He is also on staff of Susan. That's what we're calling Solex University School of Naturopathy, Susan. And like, I don't have a whole lot. Let me look at my notes real quick. So he, like I said, is from Ecuador. So his accent was kind of hard, I thought, to understand. However, his content was great. He mostly talked about finding the energy interference in the human matrix with the AO scan. And again, it goes back to our biofield. I am telling you, our field is more important than our physical. And one of the things that he said that in Ecuador, which I think it's everywhere, and we kind of alluded to this early, like what Dr. Matt said, the problem is never the problem. So it's like you might be presenting with a backache, and it's not really the backache. It could be some emotional stuff. It could be all kinds of things, right? But it's the problem is usually not the problem. And so that was the biggest thing that I took away from him. Yeah, that was.
He said your autonomic nervous system, and he kept abbreviating it ANS. Your autonomic nervous system holds life's memory from embryo to adulthood, and it informs your biofield. So your autonomic nervous system informs your biofield. Your biofield holds everything in the spiritual, emotional, and mental realm. And then when none of that is dealt with, it ends up going into your body and manifesting into something that you then have to try to unwind. So it's better to keep it clean out there so you don't have to unwind it once it's inside, right? But the cool thing is AO scan it's just going to take longer. Like I tell people when I'm working on them, I'm like, I'm showing you what is possible. I'm not promising you you're not going to, we're going to work on your Crohn's, but you're going to walk. I'm not promising you that you're going to call me up and go, my Crohn's is gone. I'm showing you the start of that. That has been around a long time. It took a long time to get there. And it's been there for a long time. So do you think it might take a while to unwind that and get it back out?
Well, and the root of almost everything we're dealing with goes back to your autonomic nervous system. It really does. So if you can focus on getting your stress, which is, I'm telling you, has everybody on here experienced the new inner voice? Like, OMG.
Mm-hmm. I see Virginia doing the heart thing. Yeah, it's amazing.
I got home. I got my glasses on. Like, I have to just be honest with y'all. I had not been using my glasses. Now my glasses are on my kitchen table again, like they have been, but then I put them away and now they're back on my table. Oh my goodness. Wearing them, get the glasses out. Get the glasses out. And then last night, I will tell you, so I've been having the sleep kind of disruption, and I bought a new, and I put it in the Telegram group. I got a new this headset. I even took a picture of myself this morning because I woke up. So I've been having problems sleeping, and I haven't been sleeping more than like 4 hours a night, which is not really great for your body or anything else, right? And I woke up like joyful after 8 hours of sleep. Like, y'all don't even understand. And it was because I had this mask on. And so I even took a picture. So this is me when I woke up. I was so happy. And I got this little mask that's like a headband. And it has surround sound speakers in it. And it's on sale on Amazon right now. It's normally $27 and it was $16.99. If you don't have something like that, I'm telling you, if you have sleep issues, or if you want to have deep healing at night, because our bodies heal more at night than any other time. I am telling you, I will not ever not have this little headband on, ever. Like, this is my new look at night. And you can also wear it. They say it's like you wear it like when you're running, and there's athletic, like there's all kinds of stuff on Amazon that'll tell you on the listing. It's called Music Cozy. So there's MUSIC OZY, and it is very, very comfortable. It's Bluetooth, and it's surround sound. And so, like you heard Lauren talk we're going to talk about this in a minute. The new technology. It's amazing, 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 amazing. So you're sweet, Virginia. I'll pay you later. So, and it addresses the autonomic nervous system. And it's passive. Like all you have to do is put it on and soak it in. So, we heard about the autonomic nervous system from almost every presenter. So it's important. Yeah. Okay, Wendy, you want to talk about our new testimonial video?
I'm going to talk about the Morrow family.
Yep.
Connie says the video's released. I haven't seen it since conference. Seek it out. Do you just look for it on YouTube, Connie?
On the Solex, it's on, I'll post it on the Telegram channel right now. It's on the Solex LLC.
This family, there was not a dry eye in the house. This family has a little boy who's born, and at about 6 months in, they noticed, or 3 or 6 months in, they noticed something's not quite right. And they're told that their child has selective mutism, which is on the spectrum of autism, and that by the time the child is 3, that's not going to be the child that they know now. So anyway, that would be very, very devastating diagnosis to be told. And it kind of reminded me of Lauren's story. Lauren had to go all the way around the world to find something to help Michael with cerebral palsy, to be told, we can't do anything to help you, right? But there is something that can help. It's just, there just seems to be so many limitations with the way our system is set up now. So it's so lovely to know the help that we can offer families with autistic children on the spectrum, because we know it's way too many now. The number of children that are dealing with this in the families, it's very difficult on the families. So Jojo Morrow is her name, I guess. I forgot the name of her son, but they found a functional neurologist who told them that, it's not going to go well. And she said, I remember saying a prayer, and my prayer was exactly this. I wish there was something, a device, anything that I could just push a button and my little boy would be okay. So I think, Connie, did you say you're going to share that in the group?
I put it in the Telegram group, and the little boy is Jojo. The mom is Jillian.
Jillian? Okay, great.
Jillian is the mom. Jojo's the little boy.
Okay, great. Thank you. Yeah, it's the greatest video. My mind was already like, I know exactly who I'm going to be sending that video to when I get home. I got a very specific person in mind, so we'll see where that goes. All right. So, Connie, that ends day 1, and
we had the legacy dinner. We told you a little bit about it. It was awesome.
And then you're going to talk about some new products that Connie introduced.
Yeah. So day 2. So I don't know of those of you who have experienced the AO mask with the red, blue, green infrared light. It's awesome. I use it on my face. I use it on my abdomen. I use it on my back. I use it on my knees. And it's a little awkward, but you make it work. If you want something bad enough, you just figure it out, make it work. And so now we have that same technology, but in different shapes. So we have AO back. We have and 80% of people who use it the first time experience. Oh no, this is what he said. 80% of Americans, 80% experience back pain. There's a huge market for this, 80%. And the cool thing is, so I have a I have a red light belt. I think I paid $400 for it a few years ago. It plugs into the wall, and it's not infrared, it's not blue, it's not green, and it was like $400. This is $275. It uses the same controller as our AO mask. Okay, so it's charges up. It is so it's portable, so you could put it on and then move around. I mean, it's a big deal. At $275, I'm telling you, again, Solex is all, so every time we have a new product, I'm gonna keep telling you this because I think everybody needs to really get this. We'll only do it if it's better than what's on the market and if it's more affordable. And so that is the case. So we have AO back, we have AO glove, where it goes on both sides. You stick your hand in, and it's same kind of thing, portable, all the things, same technology. And AO Pet. So you could wrap it around your little love bug. He said, Kai's like, dogs tolerate it more if you get it on your cat. He wants a picture.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
You get your cat to wear it. He wants to see it.
Yeah.
And what I like about the AO back, it comes with a 2-foot long extender strap. So like if you want to use it on your shoulder and up and around, your rib cage and things like that. So yeah.
I can't wait. I'm holding out for my 30% off coupon. Okay, so in the realm of light therapy, they brought up Tim and Pearl Jenkins. Pearl Jenkins was getting shots in her eye I think she said every month, and she was going blind. And there's a study, it's on boards. Do you want me to put that in Telegram when I'm done talking? If anybody wants to see the study.
Yeah, she was suffering with macular degeneration. Like she'd look at the TV, but she couldn't see, like pieces of the screen were missing. And it got so bad, she couldn't even find the remote that they kept on top of the mantle.
Right. Couldn't drive.
She said she just stopped asking, she just stopped trying to get things and just started asking for everything she wanted.
And she hated not seeing her grandchildren. That was her biggest thing, I thought.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's what everybody hates, is just that emotional detachment, so anyway.
Yeah.
Relationship.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have been using this in, so Steve has been demonstrating it. I have the original illuminator, and so this has a timer for 2 minutes, and it's 2 minutes on each eye. It's a foot away, and so that's why you have the paper towel. It's about a foot away, and you turn it on, and they said it doesn't matter what brightness. I like the brightest one because it's either go big or go home. If you know me, that's how I am. And so you just hold this there. Now I have contacts in the morning. I don't put my contacts in. I would recommend doing it without contacts. And so it's right on your naked eyeball. And literally, so while I'm listening to my music, I got everything going, right? So while my music's going and all the things, I'm just like treating my eyes. And I'm going to tell you, I can't remember what year it was. I freaked out because I started needing readers. Like all of a sudden I needed readers. Like my eyes were fine. And then all of a sudden I couldn't read my phone. And then when the illuminator came out, they told us about the study, and I started doing it. And I have to tell you, I forgot about anyway, I was doing it, started taking the blue, which helps because the blue activates that red light. So if you're going to be doing just by the way, if you're going to be doing red light therapy of any kind, take the blue because it'll make everything better. So in about January, I noticed I forgot my readers, because they're the rose readers that you always see me, like the wild glasses. But have you all seen me wear my glasses lately much? No. Do you know why? I don't need them anymore. And I thought I need a little tune up. So now I have my color therapy glasses out, and I got my illuminator out again. Our eyes are so important. Our eyes are so, so important. And so it's just interesting that we came out with vision, and now we have, they reminded us about the illuminator. So it works. It works. Okay. You want to talk about?
Hey, Connie, the eyes are open.
Yeah.
The eyes are open when you're using the illuminator, right?
Eyes are open.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just, and it literally, it's 2 minutes and the timer goes off, and then 2 minutes and the timer goes off. And he said they were only doing it. They weren't doing it every day. I do it every day now again, but I think they were doing it 3 times a week. And our eye doctor was like, at first, oh, Pearl, if that makes you happy, you're doing fine. You can keep doing that. Well, then she'd go in again, and each time she needs the shots less and less and less. And finally, she hasn't I can't remember what she said, but she hasn't had a shot for a while. And they're like, now what are you doing? Like before it was like, oh, whatever you're doing, Pearl, just if that makes you happy, darling, you just keep doing that. What did you say you were doing? Like, how are you doing?
Yeah, he said, you're released. Go. I can't do anything for you now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And she could see her eyes of her grandchildren.
Yep.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
All right. So they released another product. It's youth in travel form. And did you know that starting at the age of 25 years, your body loses 1% collagen every year? So youth is our product that has 28 collagen sources, electrolytes, and it's a kind of a combo product. Get your electrolytes and your collagen in one. And now they have them in little pouches. So a 15 count pouch order is $29. You can double that, get a 30 count for $57. And these are for travel. So it's not like you're going to be using this for your daily. So it'll last you more than, I think, 15 is going to last you more than 15 days for sure. But if you are traveling for 2 weeks, that's what you're going to want to order and have in your suitcase. All right, Connie, you're going to talk about Dr. Daryl, the band, and go into some things about Lauren and the inner voice.
So why do I have Dr. Nadia next?
Well, I just wrote down Nadia and Dr. Daryl and then 660 band.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Dr. Nadia, I love her so much. We're so blessed to have her. Her presentation was amazing. She's going to get it to us. She again talked a lot about the vagus nerve activation and vagus nerve regulation. And really it's about resonance in the body. So I'm just going to read this little slide she had. Resonance is when every part of you begins to hum in harmony. It's the moment your breath, heartbeat, and energy align. The nervous system shifts into coherence. Organs begin to communicate clearly. Your vagus nerve hums. You become a tuning fork for peace and healing. Who doesn't want to be a tuning fork for peace and healing, right? I also, one of the slides that she wrote is trauma is a disruption in resonance. I'm going to say that again. Trauma is a disruption in resonance. Trauma is not what happened, but what your body could not process during the trauma. The nervous system locks into fight or flight or survival mode. Then what happens is the vagus nerve loses its connection. And we have so many parts of our tools and software that helps with the vagus nerve and helps with getting your body back. And to me, the biggest, easiest thing right now is inner voice. I mean, like hands down, bar none. And she also talked about quantum emotional, like the flowers, the Bach, the Australian flowers that we have. We have Rescue Remedy, which is for acute vagus overload. And you could go to you go to Whole Foods right now and buy Rescue Remedy. You can make your own Rescue Remedy. Like you just imprint it into water, spray it under your tongues, put it in pellets, imprint it on your jewelry, spray your field, drink it. There's so many different things we could do. Rock
Put
rose.
it in an ampule, if you've got like those ampules, and just drop it into your mouth.
I've even seen people put it in little vials, the water in the, like imprint it on a vial, and then they stick it like in their bra or their sock, or like they put it physically in their body, in their field. Just even doing that. Like that's the therapy we did back in the early 2000s with Nicholas. Rock rose is in our scanner, which is great for terror and panic. Elm is great for overwhelm. Fringed violet is nervous system protection. Cruia restores inner balance and the digestion tension. So it's rest and digest is what it's known as. So there's fight or flight and rest and digest. So that autonomic nervous system is all about rest and digest. Also the inner infinity mat for vagus nerve activation and regulation. So recommended settings for vagal support is by symptom is if you're dealing with overactivity in the brain and anxiety, you want to put it on the green setting, which is delta. If you are dealing with needing to relax, you want to be grounded, emotional reset, or improve sleep, you want to do the blue setting, 7.8, which is theta. If you're dealing with, if you need tissue regeneration, circadian rhythm balance, supporting neuromodulation and vagal tone improvement, you want to do the yellow setting, which is alpha. And then red is beta, 23 hertz, stimulates the autonomic, like that's what stimulates it. The autonomic nervous system can assist with anxiety, sleep, vagus nerve recalibration. You almost can't even mess it up. Just get on the mat, turn it on, make sure one of the lights are on. The Infinity Mat, use it before or during the AO Hub sessions to prime the parasympathetic state and maximize your healing. I'm telling you, like that's where the juice is in the getting your parasympathetic system under control. We live in such a high stress environment. So I have to show you this picture. She told me, she's like, I'm never gonna live this down. I'm like, no, you are not. So this is Dr. Nadia Lutz. Okay, she's got the hub going. She's got the mask on her head. She's got the laser going up her nose. She's laying on the mat. Lord knows what else she's doing. She probably got a 660 band on. So like we stack all these things. And so she's okay, the hub, she's at 1064 laser up the nose to the brainstem. And I'm going to tell you, Dr. Darlene, who is a neurosurgeon, says, you're doing what with those lasers? You're doing what for the brain? We need to talk. She didn't even know. Nadia's brilliant. So the laser up the nose helps with your brainstem. Play the vagus nerve playlist. Infinity Mat with heat, the right hertz, all the crystals and the PEMF, that helps with biohacking. The 1064 face mask on the cranial nerves and the stomach, because that's that brain heart coherence. Having inner voice, like, if you're doing the hub, you just do inner voice with that as well as mind sync. And then also you're visualizing the affirmations while you're hearing them, the mind sync affirmations, visualize them as if they've already happened. Humming. So I hum along with inner voice, and now I love it. Now I'm like really getting into it because it's so beautiful. Humming and singing is also going to help your parasympathetic nervous system. She showed us some eye exercises, and basically you're doing circles, you're doing up and down, side to side, the different diagonals. Again, we're going to get the slides, so you'll be able to see that. She says she does the eye exercises while she's on the hub. She does work with the ears, because they got the cranial nerve stimulators, but also like what's going into the ears is the inner voice and the mind sync. And then she said smell. Oh, this is what she also does. She diffuses her essential oils, so you're getting the olfactory as well. So that's like ultimate Solex biohacking, which I love all that. So, and she is also on our staff at Susan. So, I mean, it's just amazing what that's all happening there. That was the biggest thing. And Dr. Daryl Roberts, real quick, the big takeaway that I got from him was, did you know, and this makes sense, and I knew it, but I didn't put it together. Our 660 band, right, on our wrist, will support 6 out of the 12 meridians. That is an easy way to support 6 out of the 12 meridians, is that red light therapy, that 660 band on the wrist.
And Dia put a really great testimony for the band in the testimonies group recently. So you want to be sure to be in our Telegram testimonies group.
He also talked about there's cones that you could get in the back office where you could put the cones onto the new illuminator. If you have the black one, it sits in it perfectly, and because it'll concentrate the light.
Bless you.
I am blessed. Thank you.
Bless you.
I'll concentrate the light for points on the ear and the hands and the meridians. If you have the old one, like I do, there's a little ring inside of the cones. You just pull that ring out and then it'll fit onto the illuminator. So that we have those cones we have because of Dr. Dow. But here's the other hot tip. Now, if you've been around me long, you've probably heard me say this, but if you haven't, this is something you might want to do. You could do this tonight. Any of our tools, I happen to have the illuminator in my hand, any of our tools, illuminator, 660 band, like name a tool, okay? You could put this in the scanner under objects and spaces. So at the top where you have your client profile, you could drop down, put in objects and spaces, and put in your tool. because when you're doing Cephi, it says target. You could put your target as your tool. So not only are you getting the benefits, so I have an eye health playlist. Now I'm always listening to inner voice when I'm doing my illuminator. And if I was really concerned about my eyes, what I would do is I would have my eye playlist going through the frequencies being sent to my tool and then into my eye. Because then you're getting the benefit of the tool plus the frequencies. Does it make sense? Joyce, yeah, I have all my tools under objects too. Yeah. So that's a hot tip. Okay. Oh, the next thing's about AO, inner voice. I'm gonna tell you, that's the tool that changed my life. And I feel like I've discovered it all over again. It is so powerful and amazing. So if you weren't on tonight's call with the Solex, you could go back in right now or after this and watch what Lauren had to say about it. I'll just go over some highlights. The old inner voice before we had our AO scan, back in 2006, it took a minute of speaking to get the music, to get just the waveforms. It took a minute. And then it took 27 minutes to generate that music. That wasn't even like, it was just the waveform, right? And just that part of inner voice was $195 a month. Okay. That to kind of give you a little perspective in history. So our new inner voice this is what he said tonight, communicates with your soul. I love that. And your emotions. He said the bottom, if you only have 3 minutes to listen, the bottom suppressed emotion has probably been with us since even from birth or before birth even, or definitely as a young child, probably before age 7. And Tesla said that if you listen to that corrective tone, supportive tone for 150 seconds, it would make a difference. Our music, that's why he has it set at 180 seconds. And it resonates the whole brain. And that's why you need to use the headphones, because similar to what goes on in MindSync, how it goes, like you want to hear it in the middle of your head, it's the same thing with this now. So this new inner voice, not only do we have the Verde scale. So I don't know, for those of you who have been following any kind of information lately, this came out, I would say, in the last 5 years, where music has been tuned since World War II to A equals 440. Well, they discovered that that is actually very harmful frequencies. And how it should be is A432, and that's called the Verde scale. So all of our music has always been tuned to the Verde scale. However, our music has not been tuned, like when it says C, it wasn't in the key of C. Now, every piece is in the key. So there's 12 notes in the chromatic scale. That means all the black and white notes on the piano. We have a song that's in each key. So like C, C sharp, D, D sharp, right? And we have the Verde scale going on. We also have in the recording solfeggio frequencies. We have rife frequencies now in inner voice. I'm gonna say that again. We have rife frequencies now in our inner voice. Like, just let that sit in, okay? We have rife frequencies in our inner voice and the Tesla frequencies. And so in one ear, we got like some of the frequencies playing back in one ear, different frequencies playing back in the other ear, so that the tone in the middle that we're hearing in our head is that note. And it vibrates and activates the entire brain, and which affects the whole body. I mean, it is, oh my goodness. So he said earbuds or transducers, you can use the transducers. They're not as great. Now I will tell you what I do is normally the transducers rest about here. I just pull them back to here, and then I could hear it that way. That's how you would want to, if you're going to use transducers, put them over your, like, I don't even know what to call it, ear holes, and or use some like earbuds or, this design that way. I'm going to tell you that headband that I got from Amazon, like, I don't even care what my hair looks like. I might wear it during the day. It's so great because it's surround sound. Sean Donna, who Hoo is the last part of his name, is the composer. And I actually reached out to him on Facebook, and I've been messaging him and thanking him for like the miracles that he's now going to get to be part of. So we talked about the lowest frequency, needing to use that. Okay. He did say older iPhones and Apples won't do the continuous loop, but newer ones will. Just so y'all know, it didn't ever work on Apple products up until the last couple of years. Up until the last couple of years, it will always perform better on Android. That's just how it is. So for those of you who love Apple, and if you have an old Apple, an old iPhone, there's going to be glitches. That's just how it is. You could join us on the Android side if you want, Steve. But until then, like we have an ongoing thing about Apple and Android. The reports now, instead of just PDFs, or instead of just images, come in a PDF, which is awesome. The content's the same. But here's the deal. It's like this inner voice music is so much more powerful. It helps you get past the stuck emotion and helps connect to ourselves and to our source. There is a spiritual component to our inner voice music that wasn't really there before. I believe so I always recommend we do free inner voice sessions. I say complimentary inner voice sessions. And then if they have pain or anxiety, we could like deal with that. I personally believe this is going to be one of the biggest boosts to our business, because I believe those free sessions, those complimentary sessions that we do, people are going to experience it in a whole new way. I'm telling you, I had my glasses on. I got home Monday morning at, I think by the time I got home, it was like 3 a.m. It was something crazy. And so I slept in, I got up, and I'm like slowly getting into the day. And I'm like, I should probably put my glasses on and see what happens. I'm going to tell you, I was like goosebump city, all like goosebumps. I couldn't believe it. Like just a little change, like putting color therapy glasses on. So if you haven't got your color therapy glasses, yeah, I know everybody's saving up their 30% coupon. For those of us who were there at the event, we have a 10% off between now and the end of the month. They announced that on tonight's call too. This is a game changer. I'm just telling you, this is a game changer, period. So I hope that you all are experiencing that. I'd love to hear your testimonies in the testimonial group, and share with everybody who deserves to have this technology. So
Joyce pointed out that those songs are exclusive to AO too.
oh, for sure. They're originals. Yeah. They're beautiful.
Steve asked a question. Does that mean it's gone from radionics to scalar for the inner voice? And I would say no, because you have to listen to the inner voice. You can't just broadcast that.
Yeah, but how can you get rife frequent? If they're doing rife, they'd have to be doing scalar with that, right?
No, because you can listen to the rife. The rife makes noise, right?
Yeah, but rife typically, I mean, from what I understand, it was scalar. But okay, that's why I asked the question. What's that?
I don't know enough about what rife is and isn't. I'm not an expert on rife. What I'll tell you is that we have rife frequency going in with the emotional component.
Yeah, it's cool.
Oh,
Yeah. No, I mean, they're powerful waves.
yeah.
Cool. I was just curious. Thank you.
Connie,
Yeah.
it was pointed out, somebody called, I'm sorry if I don't remember who it was, somebody called Solex, and they do not recommend the bone conducting headphones for listening back.
Right. That's what Larry said tonight, that it was,
Yeah.
what he said was, you can use them. It's just not the preferred. They're not ideal is what he said. They're not ideal, but they're okay.
Okay.
And again, what you want to do is, if you're going to use them, don't put them on your bones necessarily, put them over the ear. Like the ear hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You done with the Lauren part?
I am.
Okay. So now I would hear people say, why can't we do this or why can't we do that? But now we can, when we're making our Cephi lists, we can add AO minerals, AO tunes, and the AO essential oils into your playlists. So
That's
that's pretty cool. And he said soon you're going to have you will be able to have music to inner voice, that you'll be able to add music from the inner voice, but it won't have the tones. But remember, the music's already set up to be healing too, so that'll be great. And then you're going to talk about Dr. Darlene Lobel.
Do you want to talk about pets? Incomprehensive.
Oh yeah, I missed that part. Okay, yeah. And you could also do vitals and comprehensive now on horses, dogs, and cats. And I have witnessed firsthand, I don't know if Deb's made it on. I think she went to the Muni tonight, but Deb likes to just work on animals. She's not into the whole people thing. She loves animals. I have witnessed firsthand what some people will pay for their pets. I have a friend who pays $2,000 a month just for her horse's supplements. I mean, I don't come from that world. I can't comprehend, but there are people that you could build a business with your Solex just around pets if you wanted, because of how people feel about them.
Yeah, for sure.
They will pay for it.
So Dr.
Don't
you
be
ready?
afraid to go talk to your vet. Go talk to your vet about AO.
Yeah.
All
for
right.
sure. Okay, Dr. Darlene Lobel. She's amazing. She is our new dean of Susan. She again talked about your biofield, and this is what I love. So my company is called Own Your Life. And one of the things that I do with my clients is I remind them who they are, such that they are in alignment with the design that God made them to be. And so when this is her quote, and I was like, yay, your biofield actually expands when you're in alignment with who you are. You become magnetic. And I'm like, yes, that's what I do. So it's so important. She also talked about the RTMS, optimizing the brain's healing performance abilities, and you could use that for manifestation. And it's a really important, like all of the people who talked about this type of thing also talked about it's not just enough to visualize and be as if, but we get to take the actions. And she talked about mirror neurons and all the geeky science stuff. I just geeked out on. I love it. However, the thing that I took mostly away from her talk was this future cast Zoom that she did. And so a future cast Zoom, she got everybody on there. There's a group of people and they all made this agreement that we're going to get in, and let's say we're going to call it future cast. Let's say September 2026. Okay, so you get onto the Zoom. It is now September 2026. There is no hi, how are you? None of that. You're going to get on and you are acting as if the dreams that you set today are fulfilled at whatever date you want to choose. So I'm just saying September 2026. And so Wendy and I want to host one of these Zooms, and we're going to make an announcement in Telegram when it's going to be. And if you want to join us in our future cast Zoom, creating and living from that created place. So, Wendy, do you remember when you first qualified for our trip? Do you remember that?
The one that's coming up?
The one that's coming up?
I do remember that, Connie. It was so exciting.
Yeah, I remember when you qualified, and then I qualified, and then Joyce qualified, and then Steve qualified. And we had like 10 people going. Do you remember that?
Yeah, we got 10 people going
at the same time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Wasn't
And
that?
I wasn't sure that I'd be able to qualify my husband, but getting 25 is not that much harder than 15. I was just like in action. It was crazy. And then when they announced that I got it for both of us and we're going to Jamaica to the resort, it's incredible.
Well, and we, all of us got it because we ranked advanced and our people were ranked advancing. So it was so easy. It was so, and then with the new inner voice, like people just were like, yeah, I want this. Are you kidding me? It was, yeah, it's been so much fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks to Inner Voice. It's all lay down sales. It's great.
It is. It's laid. Yeah, it is. But you guys kind of get the idea, right? So that's we're actually going to have a Zoom that's going to be that way. So if you want to play with us, let us know. That'll be in Telegram. So speaking of Dr. Darlene as the dean of Susan, it is, if you have not got on the list, get the wait list, they're going to be announcing more details. They're going to have a 6-month course where you can get a certification program for natural medicine. Is that the name? I don't know the names of everything. That's all we got was a QR code and a form to fill out with our information. That's all we got. If you want to be a naturopath, it is a 2-year course, 4 semesters. Courses start October 2025. And it includes, I think this is exciting, it includes a 3-week residency at one of the quantum wellness centers around the world. So it, like Lauren talked about tonight, normally it takes months to get the certification process happening. Our certification happened in 1 day, not months, 1 day. So that just blows my mind. That tells you the quality of not just the program. Let me tell you who's, like, Dr. Darlene Lobel is our dean. Dr. Jennifer Nelson Hawks, she's on staff. Dr. Nadia Lutz is on staff. Dr. Wesley Center, who's also another neuroscientist, is on staff. Dr. Alice Jaharian, who is literally a rocket scientist, is on staff. Dr. Carlos, who spoke, is on staff. Dr. Lachelle Weemy is on staff. Kai Larson is doing a course. Part of our training is the legal implications of it. He's on staff. Lauren's on staff. I mean, the staff that we have put together for this, it is unfreaking believable. So if you're interested at all to get on the wait list to get more information, there's no obligation to do any of it, but you definitely want to check it out. The other big announcement I will say regarding Solex University is they've redone basic training. So now when you go into Solex University, even if you did basic training, it shows up as 0% complete because you're going to get to go through all the modules in the new. Now, however, I will tell you, because Inner Voice barely made it to be done by Friday of DOD. So that training is old training. I'm sure they're going to put the new training into it, what they recorded tonight. So if you go to that Inner Voice training, it's the training from before. So I'm sure they will be fixing that shortly. Was there anything else about Susan?
No, somebody did point out that you can take it off Wi-Fi and have it work. I tried that today, but I was in the car, so I had a hard time with that.
Oh, yeah. So on the scanner, if you go to the Facebook page, Nadia did a whole thing about that. So there's screenshots, and so if you're traveling, like going to be on an airplane and do not have access to Wi-Fi, you could download enough data, like the core pieces, to your phone so it'll work in a limited capacity without Wi-Fi.
Hey, Connie, cool. I put her shots on our Telegram page. They're there. Like,
okay, thank you.
Yesterday.
Thank you.
Yeah, I took Nadia's stuff off her Facebook post and what she posted about it and put it on her Telegram. So it's there awesome. For everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Wendy, what did you want to talk about Q&A?
Yeah. So yeah, they have, this is a historical thing that they do, and I love it. They bring a big panel of people up on the stage, mostly all the speakers that, and then they go through the questions. In our packets, they give a little card, and if you want the experts to answer, so you fill that out early on, and then at the end of the conference, they go through that. So we picked out some of the best questions. Reminder, we're an educational tool, not a medical device. All products are made with all organic ingredients. We have the spec certification, as we said, better than the USDA, which is a racket. Basic training is free. Many ask, why are we charged for level 1, 2, and 3? Because you can kind of see, like, level 2 and 3, the TMJ and the homeoenergetics are blocked out. Well, I always kind of felt a little sheepish, like, well, I mean, they're really high level courses and usually the doctors take them a lot. Well, we found out that it takes so much, they have to have extra servers when you tap into that. Like the database costs are so big. So basically you're paying for database cost rising as opposed to, because they're not trying to withhold the information from you. If it were free, they would want you to have it. But that's why you do pay a fee to be able to unlock those larger ones, or those more advanced ones. And then they went into contraindications with the quantum energy tools, because people are like, well, can you do this and this at the same time? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So Lauren said that there's no contraindications with the rain, but the rain, you kind of are, you're sitting in that chair, so you're not really going to well, okay, let me say this. No contraindications with the rain for people that have pacemakers, insulin pumps are fine too. But you're not going to be in the rain and be like trying to do all kinds of other things, because you're going to get shocked, right? Like you need to, like when you're on the rain, you just need to do the rain. I mean, you could probably set up, your frequencies to run and listen to and all that. And then let's see. The foot detox can be used with the pacemaker. I think sometimes there's a question, people are like, can you do that? Now I'm not sure, like if you have metal plates and stuff in your body, I'm not quite sure. I would check on that first. Rain is to calm and reset your nervous system, but remember, it's not a short protocol if you have a long-term issue. So say you're dealing with Uncle Joe who was in the Korean War or Vietnam, right? That's a long-term PTSD issue. So it's going to be a longer protocol to work on. But if it's just somebody that's like, oh my gosh, I got this new job, I've just been so stressed, I've been traveling a lot or whatever, yeah, probably like one rain session is going to make a huge difference for resetting the nervous system.
Hey, Wendy, I'm sorry. I asked Lauren about plates, metal plates, and he said there were absolutely no contraindications. Just don't get near a magnet or touch somebody or touch the top.
Or touch what? The top of the
yeah,
rain?
the top of it. But he said, because I asked, because my sister has a metal plate in her back and she has the aneurysm clip. And so he's like, they've tried it on everything. And so,
Okay.
yeah.
So you definitely wouldn't do RTMS under that.
No, you're right.
All right. Thank you, Joyce. And yeah, you're definitely not going to do the mat and the rain together. I can't even imagine how you do that anyway. So really no other contraindications. Okay, then Lauren told us this very cool story. So he had been seeing in his scanner indications that maybe there was a little issue in his colon, and he just ignored it. Like, a lot of people typically tend to ignore things. But I guess it got to the point he didn't want to ignore it. So he got checked out and they found a little sarcoma. I think he held it up like about that big. Little sarcoma in his colon. Now sarcomas are fast growing. Okay. So you just don't delay that. But they told him if he had waited 6 or 9 months more, that this would have been a way bigger issue than what they were going to have to deal with in the moment. So just a reminder, look for your ones, look your matching ones, look for your matching nines, and then keep watching, because if they keep matching up, you really need to pay attention to that. If for 3 days in a row you have matching nines on a particular area, but then you don't see it for 3 more days, it's probably not an issue. But just a reminder, don't ignore the scanner. It's trying to speak to you. And even like if the creator of the product can ignore it because he just doesn't want to believe there's something going on, because that's human nature, right? You're like, I don't want to deal with that, right? Thank goodness he decided to go ahead and deal with it when he did. All right. And also a reminder, before getting on the rain and probably any frequency work or anything, make sure you have some hydration and electrolytes. You can use gold to get your electrolytes. You can use youth to get your electrolytes, or you can just pinch some sea salt into it. And we were also talked about the Hispanic market. There was a gentleman that came up and spoke. He handles his name is Goody. They call him Goody. And Goody says, do not be afraid to approach the Hispanic market. Number one, you can go into your scanner and you can convert it over to different languages. But number two, they have all the support calls and everything that somebody would need, that where language was not their strongest suit. And so if you get into a situation like that and somebody's very interested in the technology, but you're like, I am at such a loss on how to help this person, you just email support@solexllc.com and tell them that you have a person joining or has joined, and you need all the information on how to get them connected to the Hispanic community in Solex. All right. And then I guess we're at the point, Connie, where we're going to be celebrate. You good with that? Okay. We're going to mention our rake advances at conference. So when the cool thing about being at conference is when you rank advance, you do get to walk the stage, and they announce you get your name put up and everything like that. So it's really cool. And so starting with our bronze leaders, we had rake advancers at the conference. That was Amy Bozen. Are you there, Amy? Wave. Woo. Okay. Karen Ponder. Yay, Karen. And Maria Lee. I don't know if Maria Lee was able to get on tonight. Okay. And then our silvers were Joyce Oglesby. There she is. Wave, Joyce. Okay. Steve Bozen. Yay. Troy Shelton. And Sylvia, are you there? I don't know if there's so many people on. I don't even know if I can see. Sylvia Vega Ortiz. So proud of you, Sylvia. Silver. It's great. Sylvia's been around a little while, and she even went to conference last year. So great to see you again, Sylvia. Okay, and then Ken Kennedy made to gold. He had bought a ticket. His entire family planned to come, and then they had some unforeseen problems, and they weren't able to come. So he didn't get to walk the stage, but he did get recognized as attaining gold. And then we want to make special mention for Joyce. We're so excited for her. She found out at the conference that for sure she earned the cruise. You want to tell them where you're going to be going, Joyce, in this spring?
Well, I mean, the Bahamas and Turks and Caicos and somewhere else. And I'm like, okay, I don't remember.
Is it the Dominican Republic?
Dominican Republic. That's right. So anyway, yeah, that was very exciting. And then I also get to be at Disney World with Shelby and Kai, and is Lauren going to be? I don't know, somebody else. But anyway, that was kind of cool too.
I'm
So,
sure.
Yeah, just to hang out with Shelby and Kai for the whole day will be really
That's
fun.
awesome.
And
Yeah.
that's because during the contest week, they took the 3 top producers that week who also had earned the cruise, right? And so you were one of the top 3 producers for that week, and that's why you get to go to Disney.
That was cool. I mean, I was kind of like you. It's just, I just was working. I just was selling. I just am passionate about.
I know. Joyce is like,
AO,
wait,
and
what's happening?
I know,
She's
I'm
just
like,
out there,
did I
nose
get a
to the
cruise? What is-
grindstone, doing the work, man. And
Yeah.
she's like, so that's just what happens. Get out there and
Yeah.
do the work, and then good things come. So you are amazing, though. We love your testimonies, and I know I talked to Joyce this evening, and she's like, well, I'm gonna do everything I can to get there on time. This naysayer, this real big naysayer at my
Yeah.
church, she's finally succumbed and said, well, I'm in pain too. I want to try it. And I think things went well tonight, right?
Oh, she left very happy.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she's working right up to the minute here on, so.
Yeah. Much, but yeah, but I mean, and I would just encourage everybody, I know that sometimes it gets very difficult to sell the product, but it sells itself. I mean, and my thing is, because I mean, I talked with you about a year ago about, all the negative vibes that I was getting from everybody. I'm like, that I'm in voodoo and witchcraft and all this, but I just trudged along, minding my business, kept scanning anybody that was willing. And when people are in pain, they're willing to do anything, right? And now my word of mouth, that's my biggest advertisement. And people are just coming all of a sudden, coming out of nowhere, saying, can you help me with this? Or I have an emergency. In fact, I got off the plane from a Day of Discovery and hadn't even, gotten our luggage. And I had somebody saying, I have an emergency. Can you please see me? So by the time I got home, she was here and I was treating her. So, it was like, but now, people are like really getting, everybody is like, this is a buzz because we posted so many pictures and all from Day of Discovery, and it is the talk of this little town. So y'all just keep, just keep plugging along because it really will happen for you. It really will.
Yeah. It's none of your business what other people think about what you're
That's
doing. You
right.
just keep doing what you know is right.
That's right. That's right.
We're so proud of you, Joyce. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So let's see. Okay, now Connie, you're going to talk about the contest we've already won.
The contest that everybody here
So everybody here has already won.
a week at the Sandals Jamaica Montego Bay all-inclusive resort.
Yay, let's go. I'm excited because I do like cruises, but I like resorts even better.
Yeah. So I remember what it took to get one resort stay, all-inclusive resort stay. I remember it was 15. All I needed was 15 points.
Mm-hmm.
And how I got 15, that's what I got first. And then 10 more I got to bring my new boyfriend.
Oh, I can't wait to meet him, Connie.
I know. I like to yeah, I'll tell you later. So when I rank advanced to platinum, I got 5. So I have 2 positions. So for those of you who don't know, I have my personal position and I have a business position. So my regular personal position is platinum. And I remember when my business position got to platinum, I earned 5 points. And I earned those 5 points when Troy, who's direct to me, got to gold. And she got 4 points when she got to gold. And then because she got to gold, I got 2 more points. So that was already 7 points. And then she got to gold because Vanessa got to silver. And Vanessa got 3 points for getting the silver. And then Troy, she got 1 point just for Vanessa getting the silver. And then there was one of Troy's new people who got bronze. And the bronze person got 2 points. And then Troy got another 0.5 points for helping that person get to bronze. So not only are you getting points for your own personal rank, you're getting points when the people that you sponsor get to that. So can you see how fast that adds up? Like everybody seriously can earn this trip. So last year, I will tell you, when Wendy and there was a handful of us, Troy, and the Kennedys earned the cruise, the Mexican cruise that we just came back from. And when that happened, I think there was like 40 of us that are on the cruise last time. This time there was like less than half of that. So Solex was paying attention and they said, what can we do to help get more people on the trip? So they have, first of all, they have an incentive tracker in the back office. So that I would recommend going online into your back office, downloading it, and you want 12 copies, 1 for each month. Okay. And at the end of the month, you're going to fill it out so that you can kind of keep track of how it's going. You're also going to get points. Where's the money? Okay. I went somewhere else. I will find it in just a second. They also are giving us points for attending the conference. Okay. This is what's new this year. You get bonus points only available from Solex for the periods defined for the actions required. So for those of us who attended the conference, we got 2 points. So some of us on the call, we already got 2 points. How awesome is that? And then every person that you put into the business, customer or QLA, now you have to hold it for 3 months. You get a point for all the new people that come in too. Okay. Also, if you got your tickets for the virtual Day of Discovery and you have to attend, and they can check your back office and see if you've done that. And the next year's event. So the attendance, okay, the ticket holder for the spring DOD, you get 1 point. And then there's going to be other incentives they're going to talk about along the way. So if you haven't got your spring DOD, that's an easy point. That's a point, you know, and then we're going to get more points. They're going to let us know they're going to have contests along the way. So I hope you can see that it really is within your ability to like, cause so if you were brand new and had 0 points and you were at the event, just by being at the event, you get 2 points. And then if you put 3 people in and you become bronze, you get 2 more points. And you've already signed up for the spring, that's another point. Like, do you see how quickly they come on? So I just want to encourage, like, there is really, like, I love it that we all earned the all-inclusive. It's so easy. That's what I have to say. Was there anything else I missed?
I don't think so. I think we thoroughly confused some people talking about already winning it.
It's our future pacing.
Where are we at? What are we talking about?
It's our
Okay.
future pacing. Yeah, they missed some of it and came back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
All right. So we do want to point out that they gave away so many products at the end. There must have been a minimum of 50
oh my
tickets
God.
pulled, and they were given away. And some of them were like high end too. Like there was an AO mask, there was illuminators given
Rita
away.
got the illuminator.
Yeah,
With
and I think
Rita.
somebody on this call got an illuminator. Yeah, do the high five, Rita.
Troy got something. Mackenzie
Troy
got
got something.
Steve
Let's
got
see.
something. Kate
Kate
got a bracelet. A chakra.
Kate got that beautiful new bracelet they highlighted on the call tonight. That's like a $50 bracelet. It's gorgeous. Let's see. I can't. Hey, Ron, are you still with us? I don't know if Ron's still with us. Mackenzie, his son, got something.
Yes.
Steve, you and Amy, I think, won something.
What's that?
Steve left. Steve and
Yeah,
Amy
Steve's
signed
not
off.
here anymore.
Okay. All right. Okay. And then somebody came up. I found out after the event that a friend of mine that's on my team, her friend from the Northeast was at the event, but we didn't know ahead of time, so I didn't get to meet her friend. But her friend won $500 while she was there, cash right out of. I think
pockets.
you go up and they tell you
pockets.
to pick which pocket you want, and he pulls the money out. And it was 500, right? What'd you say, Joyce?
I said picking pockets. Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
picking
so cute.
pockets. Yeah, she got the $500 pocket. Pretty cool. All right, and then so we were just going to ask if anybody is on. If you could just share just real quick, it does like 30 seconds or whatever, just what your takeaway from the conference, like something that really stood out for you. Okay, so Steve and Amy are gone. How about but they did say Lachelle Weemy's talk and Nadia Lutz's talk really stood out for them. Troy, Jan, can you share?
Yeah, I would like to just say that when Nadia did the 528 hertz and we all locked arms
Oh my goodness.
and blasted it in there. I don't know. I could only see the people near me, but I didn't see a dry eye in the place because it was so powerful in coherence with everyone. And so I thought that was incredible. And then we went down to the Charlie Kirk Memorial area and we actually got a small family together and we did it there with them and same thing.
Wow.
And so it is so powerful if we realize how amazing our frequencies are and we take them out into the world and use them for people and use them for good and try to help as many people as we can. Why would we hold this stuff to ourselves when we have these great tools? So I would just recommend try that, right, for healing. And, because everybody's dealing with stuff all the time, and if we have a tool, let's use it and share it so that others can heal too.
Very good. Thank you. Karen, did you want to share?
Sure. This was my second year at conference and both years have been great. I enjoyed it all. one part of the enjoyment of going to conference is just being with a huge group of like-minded people. And people are friendly. You stand in line, you talk to everybody, and it's just you feel like you're friends in 1 minute. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And my favorite takeaway probably was, besides what Troy just described, when we were done with that event, Troy was talking about, my heart was humming, and it was really interesting. But my favorite takeaway, I think Connie mentioned it before, but I'll say it again. Words are neutral. Your thoughts are energy. Now, what didn't say what kind of energy? It kind of you can bring different energies to that, which they demonstrated in the conference. But I thought that was a very powerful thought, and just something I've been contemplating since.
Okay,
But had
awesome.
a great
Thanks
time.
for sharing. Thank you. Hey, Shay, are you on? I was told that I'll speak for her then. She was very in tune with the high energy field. She loved that. And then that Dr. Lutz's Earth experiment. Dr. Lutz? Yeah, Nadia Lutz. Her Earth experiment. So yeah, same thing. Everybody loved that. And then Kate, I think, said she was going to share something. You still on, Kate? Nope. Okay, nope. And then Sylvia, are you on?
I sure am. Can you hear me?
Hey, I can.
Hey, everybody. It was really interesting. It's so hard to just pick one thing, but I think the one thing picked me, and that was the announcement of the school.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they announced it, I broke out in tears.
Oh.
So I knew right away, oh my gosh, I've got to do this. But my one question was, is this going to be one of those things where like they have, you got to do a semester at a certain time and, you've got to get everything, whatever, according to their time. And so then my thing was, gee, I wonder if it's going to be self-paced. So I was wondering how I was going to get the answer to that. And I figured I would have to, put myself on the waiting list and possibly get the information that way. But as it turns out, I went to the wellness center for treatments. And when I walked in, there was Nadia sitting under the rain. And that's where and I was going to sit under the rain. So I just casually asked her, because I knew that she was going to be, one of the instructors. And she said definitely that it is going to be self-paced. So that was very exciting for me.
Thank you.
Now, the second
sharing
thing
that.
was when the guy that they call Goody, his name is Augustine, he mentioned about the Spanish language thing. Now, Spanish is my first language. However, I never learned to write it. Excuse me. I'm supposed to be someplace right now, so I've got to dismiss that. Okay. I have to turn off my distiller. Yeah, sorry. So when he mentioned, all of the Spanish stuff that's available, well, coincidentally, where I was staying at the Airbnb, the owners are from Peru, and so their English is their second language. So I was able to like really learn a lot of Spanish and to interact with them. And with the wife of the host, I did a treatment with her, and she has an interest, but her concern is that she doesn't, do English at all. Sort of like the reverse of me, which is the same thing with Spanish, that I never learned to write it or to read it or to parse it. I just speak it. And that's the way she is with, not being able to do the English. So that was like an added plus to find out that there's all of these things. And when I spoke with Augustine later, he showed me how to find the Spanish AO scan information. There's 41 videos that he has voiced over. So that was a pretty good find right there. So thank you. God bless you all. I gotta jump and turn off my my distiller.
Connie, do you have anybody else on your list who you think might want to come up and talk?
Rita's still there.
Okay, great.
I
Brand new.
learned a lot, and I really enjoyed it. I still have a long list of things to do and go back, and I'm going to relearn. But what was interesting is I do the mat every day, and I didn't do it for 3 days. And I did, because I was out of town, and I felt horrible inside. And Karen actually said, well, go lay down. They're letting you try out the mat. So I laid there for 20 minutes and I got up and I felt fantastic.
Woo.
It was that quick. And I figured, okay, it's doing something, because you don't know. I mean, until you see yeah. So I didn't think it was doing anything, but it obviously is doing something. Yeah.
Glad
But
you
good
had something to make
speakers.
you feel better.
Yeah, great speakers. I enjoyed the whole 2 days.
And it's probably fun to hang out with all your sisters.
It was, and her friends. So we had a good time in the house, and it was very nice.
Yeah, we had
We did.
Anybody else want to share?
Is this just, I mean, is this your group too? Can I share too?
Of course, it's
Oh,
everybody.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. No, I just was going to say that, my, it's hard to talk about what takeaway touched me most, but because a lot of them did, but mine wasn't exactly in the sessions. It was out in a hallway with Lauren. And I had prayed before I went to the conference that God would give me just a moment with Lauren Swenson, and I got it. And usually if you ask, he delivers. But I got to see. I mean, it was one thing to see Lauren's genuineness and compassion and his deep concern for people on the stage, because you never know. It's like, is that like who he really is, or is it a front, or but one-on-one, I got to share one of my stories with Lauren, and I'm telling you, he was, before I even got halfway through like the success part of the story, he was in tears, and just praising God, thanking God for, because I was thanking him for just, and I told him, I'm like, it's unfortunate that your children were the sacrificial lambs for you to, come up with a remedy to heal. But look at all the thousands upon thousands of people that he has touched through all of us. I mean, we are now the instruments of AO that, are delivering healing to people. And it's like, it's really amazing. But I got to see firsthand his genuine heart for mankind. And it was just, I mean, I needed something when I went to DOD to like really recharge my battery. And that was it. That was it. I mean, everything else was high energy and great, but that was the moment that I decided, okay, maybe I can do greater things than I have done. And, so I don't know. I came away from DOD feeling super blessed, that my brother was a sacrificial lamb, that has so many problems that he's riddled with, but because of him, I sought out AO, and that's how I met you, Wendy. But, I think that we're all just super blessed in ways that we have not yet begun to experience. So anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about Joyce today. So Joyce is direct to me, and I'm so very grateful for that. Some people join your team, they need a little bit of help. Some people need a lot of help. And then some people join your team, you just get out of their way. Like, Joyce needs very little. She's such a self-driven, like I need to go to Joyce Ogilvy's school of Solex so I can learn a few things. You're really quite special, and I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Well, God did give me an epiphany of something that I'm going to try. And if I see that it's really going to catch on, I'm going to present it to all of you guys and let you see. Y'all, you can watch my Facebook page because I'll be doing that. But I just feel like it's going to really bring a whole new energy to how I recruit people. I really do. So I'll let you know if it's successful. And
We're looking forward to that.
Yep.
And I'll say
Yep.
the one thing that I took away was Nadia Lutz. I said to myself, because I had just got done putting together all my service packages and getting them on my website, all my individual frequencies, all my frequency packages, and my quantum energy tools charges, you know, for different tools you would want to do. And then all of a sudden I'm like, that's it. I'm going to create just a nervous system reset package. And I made my little Canva today. I've been at my desk all day. It's
Yeah.
been quite a day. It's been great.
I've been up
Glad to
since
finish it
3:30
off.
this morning. So
Yeah, glad to finish
doing
it all
classes
off
and
with
all
you.
kinds of stuff. So
But
yeah.
it has been a Solex sit in front of the computer day for sure.
Mhm.
But I'm happy to finish off my services. And I'm so grateful for Nadia for teaching us so many different modalities to help reset the nervous system, because I am thinking this is what everybody needs. You know, you don't have to have PTSD to have a nervous system reset. Like, there's a lot going on in this world, and there has been for quite some time, and we could all use that. And so I am probably going to recommend, like, if I have somebody's like, I don't know what to do, there's so many different options, I would say, well, I highly recommend you do a nervous system reset. Like,
Oh, yeah,
everybody could
sure.
start at that foundational thing and then look at some of the other things that you might want to do.
Thank you guys for what y'all do for us. I'm going to sign off.
All right.
It's
Yep, it is
11:30
late.
here. Like, yeah.
Well, we have been on for
Yeah.
2 hours. That's probably the longest Zoom that we have done together, but it's the follow-up. It's the party. If we'd
It
had a
is.
party live, you know, we'd have been there more than 2 hours. So
All right. This is Rita. I've got to go. Good night.